The submissions are open.
People only talking, but they really don't know what's the proper meaning for Trinidad and Tobago. Cipriani
In the lead up to the 2022 Tobago Heritage Festival, TTT invites you to join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Tobago Tuesdays. From June 28th, tune in weekly as we recap the events of the Tobago Heritage Festival over the years. Let's relive the moments and embrace our beautiful Tobago. Tobago Tuesdays, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. only on TTT.
It is indeed going to be a great day. It's Monday, the 2nd day of August 2022. Welcome to the Now Morning Show. I'm Rokas. This is Kimberly D'Souza. Good morning, Kimberly.
Good morning, Rokas. How are you?
I good, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. How are you good?
I'm good. How was your long weekend?
It was fantastic. Felt very well balanced. On
Yeah.
Friday night, I had the pleasure of hosting the Emancipation Celebration concert at the Diplomatic Center, which was a great event. It ran very smoothly. Tight hour and a half, packed with
Minus
some
the Prime Minister, of
phenomenal.
course.
Well, of
Yeah,
course, I mean,
yeah.
but the cabinet did represent, and they
Right.
came out in their numbers and hosted a fantastic function. On Sunday night as well, I had
Boom,
the pleasure
boom.
of performing with Tricanal, and then I got to DJ a little bit,
Yeah.
which was actually way more like therapeutic than I knew I needed.
Why therapeutic? Yeah, didn't you do it in a while, or what's going
I
on?
haven't done it in Black Box and playing that range of music for a
Okay.
while, like that style of that type of music, you know, like I get to, when I'm in Black Box, I get to like explore things if I don't get to play nowhere else now.
It's something about the ad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I definitely enjoyed that. Like it was supposed to finish at 1 o'clock, boy, and when I realized what time it was 2:45. And the party was still in full swing, and I had to be like, before we police come on.
Well, I was just about to say, where the firemen were.
Before that happened, let
Yes.
me stop, because I genuinely didn't realize what time it was. Like the
Yeah.
party was just going. It was nice. It was good vibes.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, man. And yesterday I did some very much needed family things. So
No, of course, yeah.
balance. It felt like balance this weekend. How about you?
Yeah. It was nice. I one of the things I like, of course, about being a journalist is that you get to do things that you don't normally do. And I've never done the Kambule procession. I could blame the fact that there was no COVID-19 for the past 2 years, but I wouldn't. But the thing about it is that it actually returned after 2 years, and so everybody came out in their outfits, and it was just a celebration of blackness and culture and pride. And there was something, standing in the procession. Although I was covering it because I was working,
Right.
so I'm rushing to people with mics trying to get, little reactions. But although I was working, it felt so amazing to just be in that presence and just feel that energy. It really, really, really did something to me yesterday. So much so that after work, I jetted down to the Emancipation Village because I
Yeah.
felt like if I didn't get enough of what was happening
How was the
in
village
the
for you?
Kambule procession. The village was so amazing. Like there were these, they had like these kind of picture books, almost like a statue with like Marcus Garvey and Kwame Ture and Winnie Mandela
And their stories.
And listen, and it was so amazing to see all of those things. They had like piece of history walking around. Of course, as soon as you enter, you're getting piece of the culture, you're getting the art, you're getting the designs, you're seeing the men. Even when we went to get the food, there was like a group who were like, they were, singing, and they were, talking about Haile Selassie, and it was just a celebration of blackness that I have never. I mean, I know you've probably seen how excited I am.
I am.
But
This is quite interesting.
I never experienced that before on an Emancipation Day.
Yeah.
And I think because it was the return, like everybody showed out, it was amazing. I mean, the outfits were fantastic. You could see people didn't get ready-made, like they actually went to designer with their fabric and said, listen, this is what I want. It was an entire celebration, and it was just so amazing that I'm not missing next year.
Well, look at this. We have a convert, y'all. We have a convert now. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, my dear.
I know you've been there a while, okay? but for me, it was really a new experience, and it was, I mean, anybody who didn't experience that, I mean, I think you should. I know that we normally have like little events leading up to the big Emancipation Day celebration, but Emancipation Day was the culmination of everything, and I think it was so nice just to experience that, so I had a time.
I drove past the Savannah yesterday. I didn't stop any village yesterday, but I saw the amount of people that were there compared to the last couple of days that you pass by and you check it out and stuff like that. But yesterday was, of course, the mother of all days.
Yeah, it was.
The Emancipation Day, and people. I too was amazed by the outfits. Like everywhere in Port of Spain that you saw people walking, they had on outfits.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing to see the variety of colors and styles and patterns.
Yeah.
It was really
people
beautiful.
Went
to
all
see.
out, and then like some people turned it into a family day as well. So because it was by the Savannah, although you had the Emancipation Village, there were people flying kites, and they came out in their cars, and that was amazing, man.
Look at you. Look at
I will be there next year.
Love to see
I never did it, but it was awesome. So I love that.
I want to go abroad for a little bit.
Of course.
We have a young lady from Trinidad and Tobago. She's been on the show before, Kima Gardner. She works in the Ministry of, I think it's planning, one of those ministries, but she's representing us in Stockholm. She was chosen to be the president of the next UN summit that's happening regarding waste and waste disposal. So I want to say big up to Kima, and thank you so much for representing Trinidad and Tobago. She's actually been chosen to be the president of the whole Caribbean conglomerate. So congratulations to Kima, and keep flying that flag high.
Kima. Yeah. And also as we are overseas, of course, you saw Nicholas
flying
Paul,
the flag and riding high.
Nicholas got the bronze, silver, and gold in the Commonwealth Games. I think it was in Birmingham over the past weekend. So he got the gold. Actually, he got the bronze for the 1 kilometer time trial. He got the silver in the men's sprint, and of course, he got the gold in the men's carrying competition at the Commonwealth Games. So big ups to you, Nicholas Paul, bringing back home those medals. I mean, it was amazing.
I'm on Twitter say anything Nicholas Paul won from Trinidad and Tobago, he deserves anything. Anything he wants, he deserves it.
And there we have the PTO president, Diane Henderson. I think she injured herself a little bit, but she didn't care. She's like, yes, Trinidad flag. There she is, yes. See, she got a little thing, but she was just so excited and so happy, and we are with you all the way. Yeah,
congratulations,
Nicholas.
Mr. Paul.
And to all the other athletes who are out there as well, just flying that flag high. I know that you may not have medaled in whatever events that you participated in, but we are with you, and so we just tell you good luck, of course, moving forward. So.
Certainly. Also, I saw that UWI has a new principal and pro-vice chancellor in the form of Rosemary Bell Antoine. So let me say congratulations to her. Of course, on Sunday would have been Professor Copeland's last day.
Right.
He retired on July 31st, 2022. Yeah. So we salute you, of course, and we welcome Professor Antoine to see it. I mean, she has a whole fantastic history, and she's been making waves coming up.
I can't even begin to lay out her resume. It's so extensive.
So congratulations to you, Professor Antoine, and we look forward to chatting, because, at some point she might pass through.
Yeah, I know they had made the announcement a while ago, but I guess because...
back in April.
Yes, I guess because Professor was coming out. So, I mean, I don't know if we have the video, but talking about woman power, did you see our Minister of Planning and Development, Ms. Penelope Beckles, doing what? Woman no afraid no boy. That is her Instagram caption, saying it with her whole chest. Here she is, doing bois. This would have taken at the stop it now. This is she would have been at the Emancipation Support Committee in the Savannah either Friday or Saturday in the village. Should have been either Friday or Saturday. This video was taken with her doing her thing.
It's calendar. The piece of stick in she had, that is called the bois.
Woman, no afraid. I'm
trying to impart some knowledge onto you.
I am just trying to repeat what I saw on her Instagram page.
No woman, no afraid, no bois, but she's not afraid of the stick that's about to hit her. That's what that means.
So right, and
so
then
the actual stick, the pui stick, is called a boa.
and Kalinda is the stick fighting,
Yes,
right?
the
Yes,
art
course.
of stick
All
fighting.
right,
Just
all
the
right.
woman was doing boa, so I just want to make sure we clarify that, Nicole.
It was just a slip of the tongue, not a force
Alright,
of the
that's
brain.
alright, that's all right. That's all right. Just in case anybody else heard and wanted some information, I'm
Just a
sharing.
slip of the tongue.
I'm sharing.
All right.
This morning we have lots of information to share with you. We'll be talking fintech this morning,
Yep.
as well as there's a nationwide preparation to get you prepared for like doing interviews. I think a lot of people struggle with,
Yeah.
you might be unemployed looking for a job and you want to know what the next step is. This morning we're going to give you some tips and send you on a path where you can get better training. How about that?
Of course. I know that we are also going to be talking about a new science fiction series, a local science fiction series. I hope I'm not butchering the name, and maybe it's Vasa Claw, but
I
of
would
course
not
when
say
they
the
come
name
in,
yet. That's what I would do. Just
I
not
am
say
saying
the
it
name
proud.
yet.
I think it's Vasa Claw, but when they come in, they're going to confirm with us. So we are going to be talking to them about that new series as well. Of course, today is Tuesday, so we do have Shamla with Unique Not Different. And guess what? We are going to be opening up the phone lines because we want to hear from you. How was your emancipation? But more so, you heard about what's happened with the cables.
Well, watch now. It had real trouble to get onto some people this weekend.
Listen to me. I just kept going. I kept clicking off, turning off Wi-Fi, putting it back on, and then I realized something was really wrong. And I saw the reports because, of course, B-Mobile kept sending out those updates. So I did see that vandals actually stole. They went underground, folks. They went underground and stole some of the TSCT cables.
That's when you go into new lows.
Wow.
Couldn't help myself. Ladies and gentlemen, the Now Morning Show is here till 8 a.m. Stick around. We take a quick break and come back.
Hurricane season is here. Are you prepared?
Here's some information on powered battery supplies, emergency funds, and information. Keep battery-powered radio handy with replacement batteries. Have as many battery-operated lamps and flashlights as you can afford. Ensure cell phone batteries are fully charged. Purchasing backup batteries are advised. Keep cash for emergency purchases after the storm has passed. Prepare a list of emergency contact numbers for persons home and abroad. This is necessary in the event of total devastation, so a call for help can be relayed.
This message courtesy TTT Limited.
Hi, I'm Sharon Gordon, and I'm the host of the Hub City Sound Presents annual Carry Festival. Breaking news!
Free Family Friendly Festival.
I'm saying it one more time.
Free Family Friendly Festival.
Our people want to come out, they want to celebrate, and they want to wear their colors, they want to eat cultural food.
It's the 7th annual Hub City Sound Presents Carry Fest Festival! Right? Get up there.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
19 minutes after 6 o'clock. Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. I hope you got your tea and your coffee because we have your spotlight on Now with Kimberly D'Souza.
Now get ready because the FinTech Association of Trinidad and Tobago is gearing up for the finals of its Financial Inclusion Hackathon 2022. The grand finals takes place on August 27th, and joining me to talk more about this is actually the Chief Executive Officer of OnQ, Mr. Ajay Archer, and of course the Corporate Secretary at FinTech, Ms. Shariel Plowden. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Now, Shariel, I'm going to start off with you first. What, or who I would say rather, is the FinTech Association or FinTech Association of TNT?
So the FinTech Association of Trinidad and Tobago is a group of volunteer professionals like myself, our president, Ms. Maria Daniel. We come together to help our budding FinTechs to get regulatory approvals to set up their businesses. And so, well, this morning I have Mr. Jay Archer, who's the founder and CEO of a FinTech called OnQ. So Jay, how about you give us some insight as to what a FinTech is?
Well, FinTech is short for financial technology, and I think it's a kind of a catch-all term for software that helps us interface with money. So there are software and platforms like ours, for example. So we have a mobile marketplace and we help entrepreneurs sell things online. But financial tech also includes things like paying your bills online, sending money directly, and it's something that most developing economies have found to be really transformative in terms of their trajectories and their futures. So I think that it's something that in Trinidad is not just something that we need, but we're fortunate to have bodies like FinTech TT kind of guiding us and pushing us forward with it.
Of course. Now I'm going to come back to you, Shariel, because I wanted to know the purpose of this event. Why did FinTech think it necessary to have this hackathon?
Right, so a hackathon is where a group of like-minded individuals come together to solve a problem, right? So big problem in Trinidad and Tobago is financial inclusion. We hear all the time, why they never teach us these things in school, you know? And I also wear the hat of an investment advisor, and I see it all the time. When I go on, Instagram, where I talk in front of clients, they're like, why didn't I learn about investing in the stock market sooner? So financial inclusion is allowing individuals to not be unbanked or underbanked, but have everybody integrated into the financial ecosystem. And what helps to have this happen, so we can look at the perfect example of M-Pesa in Kenya, where 2 million persons were able to be lifted out of poverty just by having access to payments through mobile phones. So I have a granny that lives in South Oropouche, and if I have to give her money, the two ways are usually go and deposit in her bank account or drive down the highway and give her money.
Yes.
Whereas if we had a app, I could have just sent her money pay to pay, and she receives it one time, and she could then go and make payments, go make market, do all these things digitally. So that's what we decided. We want to take students and as well as FinTechs alike to bring them together at this hackathon so that they can bring their ideas and also bring their actual FinTechs, their prototypes, to this event, and they have a chance to win a cash prize as well as get support from Ernst & Young, business support, as well as Visa's CyberSource. So Visa is one of our platinum sponsors, to help them to take this idea to market.
Now, when you say students, it's open to a certain age group only?
No, so we want to integrate students into it because, of course, we have to get them from young. However, for the prototyping category, which is our category 3, we actually want you to come with your FinTech. So if you have a FinTech that is operating or that is just at this point of operation, we want you to come, bring your idea, and we will be able to help you take that idea to market.
So you can be as young as 16, as old as however, it doesn't matter.
As young as 12.
Wow.
Yeah. So Ajay is actually helping with the ideation session and design thinking. So of course somebody at age 12 or 16, they may not have a FinTech business, but they may have an idea, and we're going to help them to get that idea to a minimum viable product, and as they get older and as they progress, they can then take that business idea to market.
Of course. Now, in terms of the themes, and if you notice, Ajay, you can jump in here. In terms of the themes involved in this year's hackathon, what can finalists look out for?
I think that I think the general outlook on this hackathon is about financial inclusion, and I think it's the most important thing I would think for economies like ours, especially like small island developing economies, but also economies where there's so much of our GDP is contributed by MSMEs. It's a very easy way to mobilize SMEs and to kind of get money into their hands a little bit easier, because I don't think that there's a big challenge with large entities, getting money in and keeping cash flow, for example, but financial inclusion, kind of the mandate around that is leveling the playing field. So I think that the thematic approach for this hackathon should be or will be around creating solutions that improve or mitigate financial inclusion.
Now, on this site, I was seeing something about different, was it categories or themes?
Yes.
Can you share some more about that?
So, categories or themes, yes. So, we have cashless society, which is ultimately, while cash still has a place in society, right? However, of course, in terms of safety, in terms of ease of doing business, it's easier if we could just take out our cell phones, because everybody have our cell phones, right? Our mobile penetration is more cell phones than people. So, it would just be easier if you could just take your cell phone and scan to make a payment, and that merchant is able to have access to that money 30 minutes or less. Right now, under current structure, merchants usually have to wait a day or two to get that money. If somebody needs to get refunded, they have to sometimes wait up to 4 days to get that money back. So we really want a solution that could make all these things instantaneous, right? So business owners and vendors or consumers alike can have that ease of doing business. We also have a cashless government. Right, so I know I have a friend that plays the National Orchestra, and he has to go to Treasury and get a check and then cash that check to access the money, whereas, this could be just simply sent to like a bank account or an e-wallet,
So let me pause for a second here. We have the tap card now, where you can just simply tap your Republic Bank card or your Scotiabank card.
Correct.
Is that part of fintech, or do you want something faster than that?
Yeah, so that's not a part of fintech, because it still physically requires you to be there to tap at the machine.
Right.
Yeah, so a good example Republic Bank has is this thing called cardless cash. I was in Grenada in June, and my little brother was here with my sister, and he needed money. And I just went on my Republic Bank app, and I used the cardless cash option. You up to $1,500 TT dollars at any ATM. He just went to the ATM, pressed a button, put in his code, and he got cash. Right. So that's how cardless we want it. But we wanted even a step further than that. I should have just been able to send it to his cell phone, and he got a little ping. And we have fintechs working on these solutions. I actually know of a fintech that has a solution for this. And this is what we want to take to market. So whenever I go out, WePay has done it with a watch. They had a launch in 2019, and we were all at Hyatt, and we were paying with our watches. So we just tapped the watch at the merchant, and our drinks were served to us.
Is this something similar to what the US offers with Venmo?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
Right.
Venmo is an example of a fintech, as well as the other one, Zelle is more.
Right, yes.
So I Zelle all the time from Trinidad.
Right.
I'm Zelling all the time, up to I think $3,000 US.
Okay.
Pay to pay. My mom lives in the States. Normally I have to line up for MoneyGrams, which is not a fintech. MoneyGram is not a fintech, because I still have to go to Massey and fill out a form.
Answer a million questions. My gosh, the questions.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
My mother should just be able to be like, oh, okay, I need to send money to my kids. Just put it on my phone and like a Zelle.
Right.
But we don't have that existing. And the reason why is because in Trinidad we have choice.
Right.
We have cardless cash. We have the tap to pay. We have credit cards, debit cards. We have so many options that, there's no immediate need for a fintech, but there is, because young people, like my little brother, he does not want to have to leave the house. He wants.
I like that you bring up young brother, because you're saying that we have so many options, but let's talk about the older people in our society. They love that face-to-face communication. They love lining up. They don't care the first of the month. They love to wait in the line, and they love to go and talk to their teller.
Yes.
And I think one of the concerns that they have as well is the security. How much of my information am I uploading to be able to access these services? And I want to bring in Ajayi here. Ajayi, what is the concern, or should the elder people in society be concerned that they need to upload all this personal information to get access to that sort of technology?
I think that our right to your privacy is huge. I think that's really important, but I think it's an interesting thing to be concerned about, because these are also, a lot of these elders are the same ones who are sending me spam messages on WhatsApp, right? So I don't think the concern so much is about the actual data as much as it is about the perception of giving up more of your freedom.
And how do we encourage them to kind of not really let their guard down, but to believe that the technology is safe enough for them to use?
I think empathy is important. I think that there is a great need for understanding that people have really justifiable concerns. In economies like ours, we have not had massive success with financial technology working very well, so there is going to be skepticism. We are living in a relatively proportionally higher fraud region than, for example, the United States. So, of course, people are going to have valid concerns, and I think that what we can do is, on the regulatory side, there is a huge regulatory arm of our government that is meant to kind of secure people's interests in these areas, and I think that there can be a little bit more involvement from the regulatory bodies in terms of educating the public as to how this works, because I think that there's one thing for me to tell my aunt that, no, you can definitely upload your birth certificate with your phone, is not a problem. Yeah. But then it's a different thing for the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago to say that to you. And I think that that's where what I mean when I say that there is this room for empathy that can be built, because when we approach people like people with valid concerns, I think that they tend to open up to whatever you need them to do.
But also, in that same vein as well, when we hear the word uploading stuff, we think about the hackers who can hack and they can get your information. In addition to that, I've had friends who have been, they've been skimmed. Their card has been copied, they've been skimmed, and they have lost a lot of money. And so then how do we secure our deposits from things like that?
I think that, like, those are realities that I want to say inescapable in the grand scheme of things. Like, there are going to be security breaches from time to time in different platforms.
Like Massey had recently.
Like, for example, Massey had recently. But I do think that the onus is on the people who are creating these systems to, one, make sure that they employ PCI compliant standards, because there are international standardizations for how security should work, right? And I think that partnering with the people that understand how that works is the best mitigation strategy against that risk. But I think that all of those have to happen on the back end, because I don't think people want to be explained that. You don't want to tell, I don't want to tell my aunt, oh no, it's safe to upload your birth certificate because there's PCI compliant database technology, right? Yeah. I want to tell her that it's safe because it's safe. And I think that the people who are providing these platforms need to be the ones that are ensuring that it's safe before they make it accessible, because every time you release a tech product into the world and it allows people's data to get stolen, for example, you are also reducing the general confidence to move the entire thing forward, you know. So I feel like there is that. I think that the corporate Trinidad has a responsibility to play in terms of how they implement their technology, because they are who we are going to look at as our guiders for whether or not tech is working well. We're going to know if tech is working well when I can get my groceries on my phone. You know, like that. It's not going to be about security. It's going to be about convenience. And I think that even we've seen it with WhatsApp and with Facebook and with Instagram, people are really happy to trade data for convenience.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I think that what they're not happy to do is to trade data for nothing.
And I also think what they're not happy to do is trade data and not know that they're not getting something in return. So for example, I mean, like, if it is you lose your money, you take so long to have to get it back. So is part of the corporate responsibility also ensuring that maybe you have insurance in case you lost your money, and then maybe you can get something for that?
Yeah, I mean, but even if we think about, like, the banks only have so much insurance against you losing your money permanently as well. Like, those are, but again, these are situations that we could approach with empathy, because I think that for example, if you're a payment services provider, you do have to have a certain policy around how are you going to deal with complaints, for example. But I do think that the onus is on you to not just have the policy, because the policy is one thing, but the culture of customer service. And again, it's a culture of empathy that needs to happen with technology. That I think, yeah, if you lose your money, it's not technology's fault that it's going to take you long. It's going to be somebody's decision that this isn't an important enough concern. And I think that when that decision is made that, yeah, this person's money matters, we need to treat it like it matters.
And we need to give it back.
And we need to give it back. Or we need to at least let them know, like, hey, we're going to get it back to you by X, for example, you know. But, like, those are not tech problems. Those are people problems. And I think that a lot of the problems that we've blamed tech on are far more so about policy and the people that are setting them.
Wow. This conversation could go on and on, but I know, Ms. Plowden, that you are here to tell us about the hackathon. So tell us what we can expect on August 27th.
Oh, okay. So this hackathon on the 27th will actually be the prize-giving ceremony. So we will actually have submissions in terms of, so for example, if you have a fintech and it is operational, you can send us a video submission of your hackathon, of your fintech, what it does, if it's in the payment space, exactly how it works, you know, at what stage you are of its development. If you have a solution for government payments, you know, you send us your video submission of what you're proposing, and our team of judges will look at it. and they will assess it, and then we will, of course, choose the top 3. And those top 3 persons will, of course, be awarded prizes. For our school categories, they will send in their ideas, and then we will have some membership spotlight series, as we call them. So JE, for example, will be doing design thinking. Visas taking in terms of cardless operations or cashless operations. And we have other persons coming on board to, help in terms of pitching, how to give a good pitch. So we have EY coming in, Mr. Rudolph Anamji. He will be doing the session on that. And these sessions will be leading up, so they will be from this week onto the hackathon, the actual culmination of the final day. And that will take place, as we mentioned, on the 27th of August. It's a Saturday at Naparima College in San Fernando. So South, we're coming. People always say we leave them out.
Yes.
So no, we're coming to y'all. We're coming to Naparima College on the 27th of August.
From what time?
From 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we don't want to keep you too long because, of course, we're still in the pandemic. And we're going to have our prize giving ceremony. We'll have some of our sponsors there exhibitioning, some of their works. Visa CyberSource has been very instrumental in this, and I urge everybody to start Googling what Visa CyberSource is, because it solves some of the problems that the JE speaks about. They process payments in 30 minutes. They also give redress within like 2 to 3 hours, so you don't have to wait days. So some of the problems that we are experiencing, the technology is already out there solving these problems, but it's to raise awareness.
Well, Shariel, it seems as if applications are still open. So is there a site that people can submit their projects?
Yes, so they can actually go on our website, fintechtt.com, and they would see the registration information. It's a nice short Google form. It's going to take you literally 30 seconds to complete, to register. And even if you just want to attend to see what we're up to, if you want to become a member, you can go to our website. You can feel free to contact me at secretary@fintech.tt. That's my email address. You can send me a WhatsApp or even our info on the website. Our info, those emails come straight to me, and I would gladly answer all questions that persons have.
Well, Shariel, thank you so much for coming in. At JE, we need to continue our conversation, but thank you so much for coming in as well. Don't forget, guys, it's happening, the hackathon, on August 27th. Remember, you can go to Fintech's website, and you can submit your project because applications are open now. You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Stay with us.
The best for your baby is at thebesttoys.com. From the best strollers, car seats, baby carriers, high chairs, booster seats, rockers, jumpers and bouncers, walkers, baby blankets, feeding accessories, bathtubs, gyms and play mats, playpens, cribs, baby swings, changing tables, diaper bags, clothing and accessories, and the widest range of educational toys. We carry Infantino, Dr. Brown, Avent, Graco, Chico, Fisher-Price, VTech, Leapfrog, Disney Baby, Delta Children, Medela, and Twist Shape. Visit us in-store at Forces Flagship McLean. Shop online now at thebesttoys.com. No credit card required. Free delivery throughout Trinidad and Tobago on orders over $300. Cash or links on delivery. Order via call or WhatsApp at 332-BABY. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
Welcome to the 53rd General Assembly of the Caribbean Broadcasting Union from August 15th to 17th at the Magdalena Grand Beach and Golf Resort in beautiful Tobago. This year's theme, Media and Information Literacy. Tobago is a smaller sister in the twin island republic of Trinidad and Tobago, nestled in the heart of the Southern Caribbean. Enjoy 116 square miles of historical sites and award-winning eco-friendly land and marine spaces, including the magical Nylon Pool. And you're just a ferry away from a Trinidad adventure. Our warm hospitality, rich cuisine, and unique traditions will inspire you to extend your stay. Tranquil Tobago is where the Caribbean connects for the 53rd CBU Assembly. To register and enjoy discounts on Caribbean airline flights, visit www.caribbroadcastunion.org. Come and experience beyond ordinary.
The stage is waiting for you. 12 and under submissions are open. Can you sing, dance, do a dramatic skit, spoken word, play an instrument, or have a variety act with a wow factor? Well, these are your pre-screening guidelines. 1. Talent can be any type of amateur entertainment. 2. Each act will be limited to 3 minutes. 3. All entries must be submitted to www.12nunder.com/upload. That's 12, the letter N, UNDER.com/upload by August 24th. And 4. Just wait on your call. The 12 and under submissions are open.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Are you unemployed, or do you know someone who is unemployed and they need some assistance in terms of setting themselves up to go into those interviews a bit more prepared, maybe up their resume a little bit? Well, this morning I have with me the founder of Catherine Gordon's Institute of Finishing Elements, Miss Catherine Gordon herself. Good morning.
Good morning, and well, thank you for having me here this morning.
Not a problem. Well, thank you for this caravan that you've prepared. Because I think it's absolutely necessary. I know that for a long time I struggled with writing resumes, even though, you know, I would have learned how to do it, but understanding the techniques and strategies, it takes a while and it takes some experience. So, I mean, can we start at the basics? Like, why is a resume so important?
It is basically your first interview. It's the first time the employer sees you. And based on what you have there, the employer then says, I need to see this person. This person represents a potential solution to my problem. You have to understand that a vacancy is a problem in an organization. So they're looking for potential solutions. So that is really a first interview.
Right.
So if you mess that up, you're not going on to the second stage of face-to-face.
Now, when you say if you mess that up, right? Like,
Yes.
I mean, if this is the first stage of my interview, I want to present as much information as possible. I want to be able to give them a clear picture of who I am. But I know that there's a particular way that people say that you have to write this information. Or is it that I can present it in a picture format? Or I can, you know, can I get creative? How creative can I get in my resume?
You can think of the resume as your advertising copy.
Okay.
And therefore you are trying to target one consumer. You're not trying to fish in the entire ocean. You are the product, and you want to sell this product to one consumer that wants to buy at the right price for what it is getting. And so putting in every single thing you know about yourself is counterproductive. You want to just target and zero in. So your resume is really a summary of what you want to tell about yourself based on what their needs are, not what you want to get off of your chest.
So you have to then, what you're saying is you have to do research into the position that you're applying for.
You have to do research into the position. You have to do research into yourself, because you must understand the product that you're putting on the market. You have to understand your likes, your dislikes. What are your passions, primary skills, secondary skills? What are you putting out there? And then you distill it down to just laser-like focus into what do they need. And so I'm going to tell them what they need. And so when they see what they need, they recognize it in what I've put there.
In black and white.
In black and white. And they call me.
All right, so let me say you get our part right. You get the laser focus down, you spend your time and you get it focused. And wait, before we move on, are you suggesting though that we adjust your resume per job that you're applying for?
That is the secret of a successful resume. You can't just simply take one document and send it out. If you have a diving certificate, Republic Bank is not interested in your diving certificate or first aid certificate unless it's that position you're going for.
Okay.
Unless it's that position. They may have an offshore project which requires an underwater diver. Basket weaving is not irrelevant to unless you know you're going on to the
But it can show patience.
You have one page. They are scanning in 10 seconds. They're not reading a whole document.
When do I present a resume versus a CV?
Oh, a CV. That's a big fancy word. But
well, that's just 2 letters, but it stands for a fancy word.
A CV could be as long as 25 pages.
Right.
It's the story of your life.
Right.
Every single thing about you is in a CV. Publications, speaking engagements. And these are not things that you did at school and whatnot. These are things, usually you have degrees. usually be into PhD, past masters, and
when you
so
have
forth.
a CV.
Yes, when you have grants and so forth. That's the kind of information that gives weight to a CV.
Okay.
You can have a CV and distill it into a resume.
Right.
But a resume is 1 page.
Okay.
They're not looking for 2 and 3 pages, so we have to be really, really tight on what we put in there.
All right, so I did a tight 1-page resume, and I got the call. What do I need to be prepared for in this interview now? Is it the same thing? Am I going to sell myself again? Am I going to solve problems immediately? Am I going to say, well, let me see what you have to offer me?
No.
Now you see what I have to offer you, what you have to offer me. Which approach is it that we're taking into
We had a nice advertisement.
Right.
So we read the advertisement.
Right.
Now it's time to start the taste. And so before we get to the interview, we must have a mindset which talks about solutions. So you have to get ready to sell the product in terms of it being a solution to the organization. If you have problems in your background, you have to learn how to inoculate that panel when you meet that panel and let them override any times you've been fired, the fact that you have poor grades. You have to learn how to speak about that in terms of solution. You got fired from the last job, you have to learn not to bad talk the last job. Because as soon as you start to back talk, they are hearing problems. They are not hearing solutions. And another solution is waiting to come inside the gate. So why should we hire you?
So
your
here's my
mindset
challenge.
has to be.
Here's my challenge, right? Is that there are people who are so good at talking. They're so good at talking, but they're not so good at doing. Right? So they come and they sell themselves and they get this job and they don't last long. But then there are people who are really good at doing, but they're not so good at talking. Are those the people that you focus on helping?
Let me just back up a bit. A well-structured interview will mine for the skills that it needs, not the talk. It will mine. So
if you could talk about these skills, if you never do it, but you read about it.
You would have scenario type interviews. You would then put in some behavioral type interviews in there, questions in there. You may probably have things like group interviews where you are actually, and then you may actually say, do this. This is a scenario, solve it for us. So a well put together interview does not rely just on you talking to me and I'm talking to you, because we know that some people have the gift of gab and the tongue of a ready writer, and they come prepared to just talk the pants off of you. But if you put together, and that is on the side of the company, you must know what you're looking for and how to get what you're looking for. And so we're trying to help everybody. And this is just a little taste of what you can, some of the information you can get inside the caravan. Yes. Now, before, tell me about this caravan and why you decided to put it together. It's for all unemployed young persons between the ages of 16 and 29 years old. I'll tell you why I said unemployed, why we said unemployed. Because they're being conducted during the week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we didn't want to have the issue of, well, I have classes, I have school. Whatever you have, make it work for you, because the world of work is not taking into consideration your little issues. It's real life when we get out here. So we said unemployed because we know there's a large batch of them. Of course. And so 16 to 29. What caused me to put this thing together? It was in my notebook for about 4 years. It just came to me. You saw a need for it? Yes, because I spent about 23 years in human resource management at a very senior level, and it is across the board problematic. The documents come in, this thing about going online and getting yourself a template, for instance, without understanding the purpose of the document. So if you do not understand the purpose, and this is what we're going to get in the caravan, what is the purpose? Once you understand purpose, just as purpose in life, you know what to leave and what to take out. Exactly. Instead of just tumbling everything out, and then the person said, I don't want to read 4 pages of that. I don't even want to read 2 pages. Exactly. And then we have spelling errors. We have things all over the place. And they do not get passed. I ran into a young man recently, 6 wonderful subjects, excellent grades. He had to beg for a job in a gas station. I said, what are you sending out? He said, well, you know, I sent out my resume, and I started to speak with him. And he said, what do you do? I say, I teach this.
And you will be teaching it starting from today, actually.
Well, today we were supposed to be at McCoy at Trin City.
Yeah.
Councillor had to travel. And so he has rescheduled his. He has pushed his later down.
So we're going to kick off on Thursday then?
With Sanwa Laventil.
Sawa Laventil.
And I want to point out that Sawa Laventil is actually hosting 4 workshops now.
Nice.
4. 2 are going to be in the San Juan Market in the upstairs venue, but one is in Barataria. And one is in St. Barb's, Chinapoo.
Nice.
So, and your Lisa has offered, Lisa Wickham, has offered to do the social media part in the St. Barb's, Chinapoo thing.
Good to go. You're good to go there.
Come on out, people. Come on out.
How can people get the access to this information to know where you will be on which day?
Okay.
Because they need to pre-register, right?
Yes.
Right.
Now, I have partnered with some of the municipal corporations and some individual councillors. So each councillor in each area that is participating in Cycle 1, they have their own promotional flyer. And they are doing the promotion on the ground. I'm simply showing up to teach and talk about it here.
But people can go and register in at the regional corporations.
Go to your councillor's office. We have the areas are San Juan Laventil, Coquille, Taruba, Arima, Barataria, St. Barb's, Chinapoo, Palo Seco. We have
Cap de Ville,
all the way down there. We're in Sandy Grande, Northeast, and in Kamuto.
Yeah, so we have it up on the screen here so people can get an idea if you can read it on the screen, but we also just read it out for you so you know where the caravan is going to be over the next few weeks because it's going till September 13th, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we still had to work out the other date that Gary scheduled, so it might go another day. But I think this is a fantastic initiative, and I think it's definitely much needed, and it can only do good. So congratulations in advance.
Thank you to the Lord.
Thank you so much for having it.
Oh, and even our hearing impaired people have been provided for. We will have sign language interpreters available. So if you are hearing impaired and you understand sign language, call, register, walk into your councillor's office, register. We have you covered. If you're looking in the community and you're looking on,
I'm now going to say I think it's important for people who are looking. If you know somebody who needs this information and they live around you as your family, your friends, whatever the case is, feel free to pass it on to them, especially those who are hearing impaired. They may not be able to hear this interview, but you can definitely give them the information. Tell them to go down to the councillor's office and sign up, register to be a part of it, because I think it's a hands-on approach that we need going forward. Yeah? Catherine, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning.
And
again, thank you for this initiative.
Thank you.
Do enjoy the rest of your day. Ladies and gentlemen, we take a quick break and we come back with your calls next on our Now Morning Show. I'm going to say Talk City by accident. Back and all in the place. We take a break and come back. Stay tuned.
The best for your baby is at thebesttoys.com. From the best strollers, car seats, baby carriers, high chairs, booster seats, rockers, jumpers and bouncers, walkers, baby blankets, feeding accessories, bathtubs, gyms and playmats, playpens, cribs, baby swings, changing tables, diaper bags, clothing and accessories, and the widest range of educational toys. We carry Infantino, Dr. Brown, Avent, Graco, Chico, Fisher-Price, VTech, Leapfrog, Disney Baby, Delta Children, Medela, and Twist Shape. Visit us in-store at Forces Flagship McBean. Shop online now at thebesttoys.com. No credit card required. Free delivery throughout Trinidad and Tobago on orders over $300. Cash or links on delivery. Order via call or WhatsApp at 332-BABY. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
The Agriculture and Food Expo 2022, Our Life, Our Business. The first major agriculture exhibition in TNT in more than 20 years. The 3rd to the 7th of August 2022. Gull City Shopping Complex, La Romaine. Free to the public. Call us at 789-3874 or email us at southexevents@gmail.com for more information. Our partners, Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago, Calouse Auto Rentals, Gulf City Limited, and Southex.
हेलो हाँ भाई बोलो।
अब कैसी है
वो ठीक है भाई, डॉक्टर्स ने उसे डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। भाई कभी कभी आप मुझे समझ में नहीं आते। पहले खुद जख्म देते हो फिर खुद मरहम लगाते हो, और तो और उसे पता भी नहीं चलने देते कि मरहम आया कहां से।
अर्जुन को जख्म मलहम से भी नहीं भरते, वो जिंदगी भर निशान बन के हमें हमारे दर्द का एहसास दिलाते रहते हैं। जोया मेरे दर्द का, मेरे जख्म का वो निशान है जो हमेशा मेरे साथ रहेगा।
Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Now it's time where we take your phone call, 622-4010. You can feel free to give us a call and tell us how you spent your Emancipation weekend, how you celebrated, if you had fun, if you have concerns, if you couldn't get on to people because TSTD lines was down. You let us know how your weekend was. Kimberly, how was your weekend?
Well, didn't I tell you how my weekend was?
You totally
it was
did.
fabulous. Surrounded by African culture and just blackness, man. It was good. It was good. It was nice. I think that's probably the reason why I'm like I'm usually 100 on mornings because I'm a morning person, but I feel like more now, so I'm just so revitalized and ready for it, you know? Yeah, no, it was nice. It was nice listening to these speeches and, hearing, like even to, so they normally have you would know this, they normally have the procession that starts from Treasury, right? That starts from Treasury and then they go around the bridge and they make their way to the Savannah. Mm-hmm. And when they were having the meeting at the Treasury yesterday morning, Fitzgerald Hines, the Minister of National Security, actually announced that, the government was convening a committee so that they can start looking at renaming the streets from, removing that sort of colonial relic that we have, and of course, a crow that always bugs Shabaka Kambon is like Christopher Columbus.
Not just him.
Right?
Not just him.
So they have convened a committee and they are thinking about, of course, renaming the streets with, some of our black African leaders. So they were looking forward to see what's coming out of that. So everybody was happy to hear the announcement yesterday. But of course, what is next, after establishing the committee and stuff, what is next? And so we're looking forward to see what that next step is. So some announcements were made yesterday. They put us in a really, really good mood. And again, that procession, boy. And then we went up to Queen's Park Savannah. So it was nice.
It's beaming. I love to see it.
Good.
Absolutely love to see it.
So,
and it's a similar celebration, I think, that took place even in Black Box, because we started with like a drum call with and Tiller, who would be Pearl and Two Springer's daughter.
Yes.
She was the DJ at the beginning. Of course, she called it Obia vibes. She said, I come into Obia them. And she started playing some fantastic music from the African diaspora and Trinidad music as well. Yeah. And but when the show started, actually, it'd be her nephew, I believe. So Pearl and Two Springer's grandson.
Okay.
And his crew of drummers, they started with a drum call and kind of bring the spirits and the energy and everything it just became perfect. And then Gazette performed. And then Shrikana hit the stage, and it was all over.
Yeah. It was a wrap after that. Of course, it was nice. It was amazing. But remember, we are taking your phone call 622-4010. I mean, we've spoken at length And we could go again, we could continue about how amazing our weekend was. We want to hear from you. How was your Emancipation weekend? More so our people in South, were you affected by the connectivity issues as a result of those stolen cables? How were you able to connect with friends and family, during this long weekend? It was crazy. I mean, I'm in the East and I was getting problems to connect.
Well, I mean, I think I don't know how the cable system works. I don't know what exactly it's set up to affect or not affect. But if you're trying to call somebody who's might be down and south or whatever the case is, then you would have run into some challenges. But I was concerned because I didn't hear about it at first.
Right.
And I just find like I couldn't get phone calls. Yes. And then when I calling people, they hearing you and you're not hearing them, or vice versa. And I thought it was my phone, not realizing they went underground.
And some people thought it was their phone. Some people thought it was the weather, because that Sunday was real rain. And so I know that sometimes, because of the network that I'm on, sometimes when it rains, it gets a little iffy. My connection is a bit iffy. So I'm like, oh gosh, this rain. But then I'm like, but rain doesn't affect it for that long. So what is going on?
Whenever it rains, it affects your cell phone?
Yeah. Whenever it rains, like I get like my internet is very, very slow. Like it drags slowly. And then, like, if it goes down to, like, a slight drizzle, then everything comes back to normal.
Oh, you mean like your connection at home?
Yeah, connection.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant your cell phone.
No.
I was confused by that.
No. I understand, Ruckus. so the connection goes down, and I'm like, what is happening? And then I realized, because I mean, they kept updating us in terms of what was happening, and so I saw the press releases, and I realized that something went wrong, and so they issued, and they said that it was an act of vandalism, and I know that the acting commissioner of police, McDonald Jacobs, said that he has, he has put his policemen basically on the case to find out exactly who those vandals are and see if it is they can be brought to justice. So we wait and see.
And it's a very interesting way that's continuing to happen, because these optic cables and these copper cables that people seem to want, all of a sudden is like this high demand situation. It's a scary thing, because you realize, and more that people are willing to go to extreme lengths and inconvenience others. Like I see people take up WASA pipe, people taking up TSTT cables now. I mean, come on. At what point do we realize this is going to discomfort everybody?
Everybody.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you're looking for it, and I understand that. I understand you're looking for your little ends, you're looking to make up money, but at what cost? Yeah. You know what I mean? To society on the whole. Like I keep harping on the fact that we become so selfish as a people that you only see what we want. You only see what you want, and you're not seeing how it affects the person next to you, the person across the road from you, your neighbors, your friends, your family, even your enemies, like even people you don't like it affects everybody sometimes when you make certain choices. So, I mean, I always say people make good choices.
In addition to who's affecting Rockers, who are buying these cables? It seems to be a business that's booming, because obviously if you're willing to go underground and steal these cables, you're going by the water pumps, you're stealing the copper, then there is a demand for it, because you wouldn't be risking your life and, risking jail time, you understand, to steal cables and nobody's buying it. So obviously, who are buying these cables? Obviously. Who is buying the copper?
From what I understand, and I don't quote me on this because I didn't do, investigative journalism into it.
Hint.
But somebody told me that the reason that it's happening so frequently is because there are markets, and they tend to export it. So they break it down to whatever, and then they export said copper, and they get paid a pretty penny for it.
So I've heard as well.
But to get the amount of copper that you need to make the brick for exporting requires quite a lot of copper. So, for example, there was a gentleman going around my neighborhood. He came and I think he knocked on everybody's door. And he said, do you have any 1 cent pieces? Because we can't use them anymore, right? Yeah. Nobody accepts 1 cent. If you have any old 1 cent, I'm willing to take it from you. And I thought that was so interesting. I was like, why are you collecting 1 cent? And then I realized it's because it's copper.
Yeah. There's a van that parks up at the bottom of Excellence, but I think in Port of Spain. Somewhere in Port of Spain, and they tell you, yeah, bring in your 1 cent pieces. We want your 1 cent pieces. So
maybe we can ask them who's buying the copper.
In fact, I would love. That's a good interview.
This is investigative journalism happening live on TV.
This is a difference. But we do have a caller from Pleasantville this morning. Pleasantville, good morning.
Morning, folks.
How are you?
Fine. I hope you guys had a wonderful Emancipation Day yesterday.
We did.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, listen, I enjoyed the kaleidoscope of colors that I saw on the savannah and heading up there. It was wonderful. With these cables, you know what I'm wondering? I'm thinking about why isn't it, or why didn't TSTT embark on some sort of a exercise to remove all these cables from these lines? Why leave them there? What was the purpose of leaving them up? I mean, I'm not saying that while they were doing that, if they were doing that exercise, that they wouldn't have had the people coming and stealing at the same time in other areas. But I'm not hearing that whether or not they are going ahead and trying to remove these cables, the overhead ones. I'm seeing them hanging all over the place, but all I'm seeing people getting arrested for stealing them. But why didn't they embark on an exercise to remove them? That's my question. That's my concern, really.
All right, thank you. Now, is it those overhead cables? Are they still TSTT cables, or might they belong to another company?
I think there are a variety of cables. I don't think that all cables are buried as just
I think some might be TNTech and some of the other state agencies. So we
here's my challenge, my challenge with that question that he asked him there is like, people also steal cars.
Right.
So am I supposed to not buy a car because people steal cars?
No, but I'm hoping that one of the point he was making as well is the purpose of it. Like, is it that there's no use for it and that's why it's still overhead?
If there's copper in a cable, that it's there for a purpose.
That it is used for it still.
Well, exactly. Be it insulation or conduction or whatever they use it for, it's in there for a purpose.
Yeah.
So you taking it out, that's why people have died taking it out, because you can get electrocuted.
Plus, remember the ones that were stolen over the weekend, those underground cables, those are fiber optic cables.
Fiber optic, which is a whole
so
other
they
story.
Are different, exactly.
And those are buried.
Yes.
So remove them. I don't know.
And to go to that length, but I heard we have Kuva on the line. Kuva, good morning.
Good morning, Kimberly.
How are you this morning, Kuva? You started the conversation with a laugh.
Yeah, man. I watch the rockers, man. You were looking nice to the African.
You looking dapper? You still maintain it?
Yeah. Rockers is my boy, man. That is on radio. The guy who is still here. You're looking good on the radio.
You know who it is?
Yeah,
he's calling on Saturday morning.
Right. But one thing kind of puzzling now, watching right too, and I see Kimberly with no African gab.
Nah, man,
Kuba was in my African Gab on Friday.
She had something on Friday.
Kuba, so that reveals that you did not watch the show on Friday then?
Well, I can't remember, but, you know what, Rockers, you're looking nice, boy.
Thank you. All right, Kuba, take care.
Wow, Kuba come to Loudmouth this morning. Can't believe your African outfit, Kuba.
He thought you were so inspired over the weekend that you might have come in a little African kitten.
No. It's not that. But, what we were saying, right. So remember, guys, you all won't believe what happened. But I'll blame it on Rockers. Anyway, so remember the underground cables are the fiber optic cables.
This is why crime will never done.
Rockers is the usual
you just blame it on Rockers.
Yeah. Whenever we have a problem, blame it on Rockers.
No more. The Rastaman is still the usual suspect, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Crime, boy. Go ahead,
I know. No. I was just thinking that, going back to what Pleasantville was saying, it's the fiber optics cable underground. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure if the argument that the ones overhead should be removed, as you were saying, I think it has a purpose as well. And all wouldn't be TSTT cables. I believe that some might also be TNTech and a couple others. So we don't know if removing it is the solution.
But I know we've been making moves to bury cables and to get rid of those overhead cables, which is one step in the right direction. Yeah. But if people still digging up to get the fiber optic cables, I see no difference in them digging up to get the copper that they want or whatever the case is.
I don't know if the solution is as simple as security, like just putting security on the... No, it isn't, huh? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so. I think that you can't put security everywhere that they have cables.
Yeah.
And it becomes... It's like, just stop being pests. Like, just, oh gosh. Or they go and check Catherine Gordon and figure out how to write a proper resume and get an interview for a job you actually want.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it, People want money and they don't want to work for the... But you go how to work.
Yeah, you go how to
you go how to actually work.
Like you had to get up and join the rat race. You have to.
At some point, and it's either that or you start your own business. And stealing is not a business. It might be lucrative, but it is not a business and it will not be lasting. And that's the tricky thing. You will not be able to build legacy on that. You cannot say you're going to pass on that legacy to your children. You want your children to grow up to be thieves? What's going to happen?
I feel some people might want to argue that with you, but I know that when the copper was stolen from the pipes at Wassa was saying that their security actually do constant patrols. So there is that element of patrolling just to ensure that nothing is stolen. But again, you are inconveniencing an entire company. An entire company now has to spend money on security so that they can protect exactly
it's not the company
their
money, it's we tax-paying money.
Right, and so our money is going towards, but then the security guard getting a job, and they tell people not going to get jobs.
Of course, I'm not disputing. Security guards will still be able to get jobs, and people can still get jobs. There's no disputing that. So you're telling me, in order for people to get jobs, we need to steal copper?
No, that's not the point I'm making at all. But I'm just saying that that.
There's a
part of the solution, exactly, and a part of the solution is patrolling.
Sure. Let's get more patrols and pay security guards to make sure that people don't thief
But that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So, we'll see how it goes. But we are going to a break. We'll be right back. It's Rokas, who not too pleased with the solution of security. And I am Kimberly. We're going to take a break and be right back. You're on the Now Morning Show. Stay with us.
With another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
हाँ भाई बोलो।
अब कैसी है
वो ठीक है भाई, डॉक्टर्स ने उसे डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। भाई कभी कभी आप मुझे समझ में नहीं आते। पहले खुद जख्म देते हो, फिर खुद मरहम लगाते हो, और तो और उसे पता भी नहीं चलने देते कि मरहम आया कहां से।
अर्जुन को जख्म मलहम से भी नहीं भरते, वो जिंदगी भर निशान बन के हमें हमारे दर्द का एहसास दिलाते रहते हैं। जोया मेरे दर्द का, मेरे जख्म का वो निशान है जो हमेशा मेरे साथ रहेगा।
The stage is waiting for you. 12 and under submissions are open. Can you sing, dance, do a dramatic skit, spoken word, play an instrument, or have a variety act with a wow factor? Well, these are your pre-screening guidelines. 1. Talent can be any type of amateur entertainment. 2. Each act will be limited to 3 minutes. 3. All entries must be submitted to www.12nunder.com/upload. That's 12, the letter N, UNDER.com/upload by August 24th. And 4. Just wait on your call. The 12 and under submissions are open.
TTT News, delivering more news more often to more people. Follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. Log on to www.ttt.live.
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody.
It's your girl Didi, and we are back with another episode of We Outside. You know we have been hitting you with events week upon week. Greatness happening, and it continues to happen.
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody. Yeah. I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, I'm real good, I'm real.
And so what you would have just seen there is the trailer for a new science fiction series known as Vasaclaw. And while many have lauded the cool effects, it's the fact that it's a local science fiction series that has piqued the interest of many viewers. I mean, it certainly has piqued our interest because we do have the creator of the series, Mr. Ansel Harris, and we also have the lead actor of Vasaclaw, Mr. Jamil James. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Good morning. Good morning.
So thank you so much, Ansel, for correcting me because I have been saying Vasaclaw all morning, and it's actually Vasaclaw. I love it. Tell us a little bit about Vasaclaw. I mean, first of all, a science fiction series. I feel like we don't see that locally. Normally, we'll do the drama, we'll do comedy, we'll do dramedy. Why a science fiction now?
I think it's about time that we have that, especially how the world going right now in terms of the Netflix and the Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, and all these characters now coming into the limelight now. So I think it's about time that the Caribbean as well, you know, have something that could represent, you know, in terms of the science fiction, in terms of the superhero stuff, these kind of things. And I have a comic background. So like Vasaclaw was one of my first set of characters that, you know, I created from 2 years, you know. So it was really good to actually do the project and actually see
bring the characters to life.
Bring the characters to life and on screen, and you know we get a lot of good feedback from people who, you know, loving the special effects, loving the action and certain things like that. So it's good.
So what is the series about exactly? Tell us about it.
Right. So the series follow Vasaclaw. And his journey.
So the character's name is Vasaclaw.
Yeah.
So is he the prince?
Yeah, he's the prince of a planet named Capernaum.
Yes.
That's in a galaxy named the Andromeda Galaxy. Is about 20 million miles away from the Milky Way, right? And he basically got information that a certain individual that killed his family is still alive. So he have to go on a planet in order to get the answers and find out exactly, you know, why this is so. So certain things that he knew growing up, he getting to realize now that a lot of it was, you know, was lies now. So he have to uncover the truth, basically.
Now, while it's a science fiction film, it is the creator, obviously, is from the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Are there elements of, I don't want to say too much Caribbean folklore, but are there elements of Caribbean culture in the series?
This series is strictly sci-fi.
Strictly sci-fi.
Yeah, so the only thing you'll get Caribbean is you'll hear the accent.
Of course.
So you'll hear the Trinidad accent, but it's strictly sci-fi. It have no sceneries of Trinidad. It have sceneries in Trinidad that we shot in Trinidad, but it wouldn't look like Trinidad, if you understand.
Yeah, interesting. Now, Jamil, I'm going to bring you in here. You are playing the main character of the film. What did you have to do to prepare for something like that, knowing that you're a Caribbean actor, but it is set in a science fiction realm?
Well, we have been playing the character for some time now. I actually played the character in a previous series that we had shot sometime back in 2019. So getting to know the character, and you know, every time you come on set, you try to, you know, enact or become what the character you propose the character to be, right? So it's just learning your lines, you know, getting comfortable on set, being one with the other actors and actresses, you know, let everything just flow.
Now, normally in science fiction films or even somebody with a main character, you see that hero's journey when, you know, they understand the role and then they are given, you know, something to go and get, and then they kind of have that self-reflection and they realize their purpose. Does this film have that element of the hero's journey in it?
Yes, it definitely had that element because the film focused on his journey to uncover certain truths, and then along the way, he encountered different people, different beings, and, you know, he encountered someone actually very interesting.
Can't give away too much.
Yeah, not really give away too much, but well, we had the first episode out, so he basically encountered a Trinidadian on an alien planet.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like a freshwater right? And he basically wanted directions to a place, and this guy was like, hey, you know, I'm from Earth. It's like, you know, so it's like, so he basically accompanied Vasaclaw and, you know, carrying him to the location that Visa needs to go to.
No, I know that you said you had a comic book background, but did you write this series?
Yeah, it was myself and Cassidy Pesce. we were the ones to write the series. Yeah.
And in terms of the special effects and the production, who was in charge of that?
Right. So the special effects is Adrian Birch from Really Nice Media. The cinematography is Carlisle Morris. And I did some of the editing and some additional effects. We did some ADR and music recording by Chenko Production.
Okay, nice. And so I'm going back to the point that it's a science fiction film, because I want to know how has the reaction been thus far? Because I know that we come from, we love the dramedy, we love the drama and the comedy mix. And so this is science fiction. Not saying that we're not accustomed to it, but I wanted to know, as you know, as a producer of a local science fiction series, what has the response been thus far?
Very good. Overwhelming actually. We went to
Kasai-Con over the weekend.
There was a Comic-Con event over the weekend, and we were surprised as a lot of people came up, took pictures.
Yeah, there was a lot of raves, like starstruck. They wanting photos. People that's like so old about the costume itself as well.
True. It's something different, and I think a lot of people was like questioning at first now, I wonder how this will be and stuff. But when they watched the episode, a lot of people came back and was like, wow, they never see anything like this.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments like, the acting that the still level of acting that they saw coming from the actors and actresses, is like top tier.
Yeah. They said the production, in terms of the quality, the VFX stuff, it was impressive. So we got some really good feedback from it. Yeah.
Now you're saying that of course, where the first episode is out, so where else can people see this particular series?
Well, right now you'll see it at GTNetworkTV.com/VisaClaw. We have episode 2 actually coming tomorrow. It's a 4-part episode series, and what we're doing with the series is that after we do this, it going into our next story.
So with like a season 2, or is it an anthology?
Yeah.
An anthology,
yeah.
Right.
So the similar like how Marvel have their movies connected. Yeah, we're doing a similar connection. Nice. So after VisaClaw, we have a couple other productions that will tie into the whole universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, as it's a superhero film, do you see any, or have people been saying that it's similar to, let's say, like a Star Trek, or it's similar to, let's say, a Black Panther?
We had little similarities, but I think it's unique. Well, the name is unique, right? We had people try to make similarities, but at the end of the day, people say it's unique.
It stands on its own because it's an all-black cast. You don't really have any all-black cast characters like that.
A lot of people from outside of the Caribbean told us that it's pretty decent. They didn't even know which part it was, which part is shot. They thought it was like from the States or something like that. It's only when the actors started to talk, then they started question like, oh, which part is this from?
Yes.
So it's some good feedback.
So as the creator, what was your reason for having this in a different universe but still keeping that Trinidadian accent?
I think in anything that we're doing, we should always have the representation of where we're from. Right? Because if you watch Star Wars, Star Trek, they all talk an American accent, no matter where, So one thing is that I always wanted to keep it Trini, so people know, where it's from. The dialect may not be heavy, but you will know that it's a Trinidad or / Caribbean production. Yeah.
Now, Jamal, I know that normally when a creative puts out work there, they want everybody to get their own interpretation of it. But as the main actor of this series, what do you want viewers to take away from your character, or even from the series as a whole?
Okay, basically I wanted to take away that, there's so much great things that could happen here, right, at home in Trinidad. People will judge us and say, okay, well, hey, they don't have the equipment that, these international people have, and, they may not be able to do so much. But I think once you put your mind to something and you get that like-mindedness amongst other people, you can create greatness right here. Yeah.
Now, I know that the lead actress was also supposed to be here, but she couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Am I going to see her being a damsel in distress, or are we going to be seeing some woman power in this series?
Actually, you actually had woman power in the first episode, and you'll have going. Majority of our cast are female. Majority of the cast are female. I think in the entire series, it's probably about like four male
Really?
characters, but
Correct, yeah.
majority female, and we actually have had our first colored alien character.
Okay.
She's her name is Azira, and she's purple, right? So that's something I was real happy about. To have that there, a purple character. And she still have the Trinidad like as well too.
Yes.
But that was real nice too.
Well, I like that we're talking about strong female leads, and we're also talking about race and stuff. What other themes can we see coming out of the series?
Other than that, you would see a lot of costuming. You'll see a lot of characters that look different. You'll also see what it is from the hero perspective, and what it is the hero have to go through, and then when all these things are revealed to him, how he's going to deal with it moving forward. And you'll also get to see a lot of emotional aspect of him, like how he's going to deal with a lot of things emotionally as well.
And you could also talk about the alien language that
we actually have an alien language that they
that's a different element. Tell us about it.
Well, it was at first it was difficult because it's like basically a made up language that they gave us to learn.
Like Klingon?
It was like weird. Yeah. So seeing these things in front of you, on your script, in front of your face, and trying to get the pronunciation and to learn how to speak this language, was a bit, trying to get used to something that I get used to. But once we got it, it was like really flowy, and it was great.
Yeah. Now, I was seeing the ads leading up to the release of this series. What type of preparation time or even filming period were you looking at? When did you begin filming, first of all?
We began filming the 22nd of January.
This year?
Yeah, this year.
Wow, okay.
And we finished around early July?
Yeah,
early July, yeah. And we're going to finish a little sooner. We had little hiccups along the way. Some of the cast members got sick and stuff like that. But yeah.
You pulled it off?
Yeah, pull it off.
And is it that you wanted to do it at the start of this year because of the pandemic? Like, did pandemic push back the shooting schedule?
Not necessarily. We had a different project that we shot before named Magnolia. It was a superhero series as well. And so we decided that after the last episode, we was like, okay, now it's time to go on to Visa Claw. Right. So we had the dates and everything set, and it was like, all right, we had everyone cast and stuff like everybody on board, and then we was like, yeah, ready to go.
And finally, Jamil, anything else you want to add before we close?
All right, we have the second episode that's going to be coming out tomorrow, so get yourself on some sort of website or something and just look at the show.
So this is available on the website for free, or you have to pay?
Yes,
for free.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
and just tell us one more time what website is it we can go and look at?
Right, so it's gtnetworktv.com/VisaClaw.
VisaClaw. And so, Jamal, thank you so much for coming in and sharing about Visa Claw, the new local science fiction series that is on the market. Thank you guys so much for coming and sharing that with us.
Sure, thank you.
You're on the Now Morning Show. We're going to take a break and be right back. Up next, we have Shamla with Unique Not Different. Stay with us.
TTT News, delivering more news more often to more people. TTT News, reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. TTT News, online and fully interactive at TTT Live Online. TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
D-Best Baby Registry is here. At dbesttoys.com, we want to help you get everything needed to comfortably welcome your new baby. TheBestToys.com is loaded with all the baby essentials to suit your style and safety needs and to fit everyone's budget. Parents can create their baby registry from the comfort of their homes. Just log on to TheBestToys.com and click on the registry tab. Browse all our items from cribs, strollers, car seats, walkers, and bouncers to feeding and nursing accessories, potties, play mats, clothing, and sensory toys, and simply click Add to Registry. Parents also enjoy 10% off their remaining items in their registry upon completion. Be gifted with what you really need to keep your baby happy and healthy and create the best baby registry at TheBestToys.com today.
The Atlantic hurricane season is here. Are you prepared?
Clean water is the primary product you will need after a storm or hurricane. So it's vital you store water for drinking, cooking and washing, at least 5 gallons per person per day. To prepare and store your supply, clean all with a bleach solution of 1 tablespoon chlorine bleach to 1 cup of water. Pour out the solution and rinse well. Fill the cleaned jugs with filtered boiled water and cover securely. This provides your drinking and cooking supply. Ensure that you store 2 or 3 gallon plastic containers of frozen water in the freezer for makeshift refrigeration during power outages. For personal hygiene and washing up, clean and fill all available buckets, sinks, bathtubs, washing machines and other containers with fresh water.
This message courtesy TTT Limited.
Hi, I'm Sharon Gordon, and I'm the host of the Hub City Sound Presents annual Carry Festival. Breaking news!
Free family-friendly festival.
I'm saying it one more time.
Free family-friendly festival.
Our people want to come out, they want to celebrate, and they want to wear their colors, they want to eat cultural food.
It's the 7th annual Hub City Sound Presents Caribbean Festival, right? Get up there.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to Unique Not Different with me, Shamla. And today I have Rochelle and Joan, Rochelle Prasad and Joan Prasad, owner of Rochelle Sweet Treats. But before we begin, I just want to send on behalf of myself, I want to say condolences to Tracy Hutchinson's Wallace family members. She is a member of the autistic community, and she passed away during this weekend, and she was actually a very fond advocate for persons with disability, and also a very a big supporter of Unique and Different. So I want to express my condolences and may her presence live on. So as we continue, I'm going to say good morning to Rochelle. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Fine. Okay, so can you tell me a bit about yourself?
All right. My name is Rochelle Prasad. I am 10 years old. I attend the Fisherborn Presbyterian School. I love baking and cooking with my mommy. I am a self-advocate for the Down Syndrome Family Network.
Very good. And you, Rochelle, you actually is the co-owner of Rochelle Sweet Treats. Can you tell me some of the treats that you bake for Rochelle Sweet Treats?
My mommy and I mix cupcakes, cookies, cakes, and other sweets.
Nice. So, Joan,
Yes.
What inspired you to start Rochelle Sweet Treats?
Well, actually, it had started before we had got the inspiration of it. It started where the village council in our area at Fishing Pond, they had a cake decorating class for kids. And we were invited to take Rochelle to the class. And when I went there, we did a few sessions well. And after the class had finished, she always have a love for the cake decorating. So what actually we used to take the frosting and decorate on teacups and a little thing, practice and a lot of practice, and she just fall in love for this cake decorating, and we started to bake for the people in our community and our church people, the people in our church, and she says that give the selling thing. And then I told Lisa Ghani about it, she's from Down Syndrome Family Network, and she said, it's a good idea, why not she go into business? I said, but I don't think she's ready for business. She said, I think she's ready little by little, and today she gave us the name Rochelle Sweet Treat. So actually, from the Lisa Ghani Down Syndrome Family Network, they had inspired us.
Nice. And Rochelle, what is the best part of doing Rochelle Sweet Treats?
Decorating cakes.
Decorating the cakes?
Yes.
Nice. And Mommy, what surprised you the most about Rochelle?
Well, her willingness to learn, and the fact is that she gave me many challenges now that she knows a little more. We both learn the skills together. Actually, we'll both learn the skills together now. And to see her, it amazes me sometimes to see how her ability is being, she's doing much more better every day, and a fun enjoyment in doing it. And not only in the baking area, but also in the kitchen, cooking and stuff. She loves baking and cooking.
Baking and cooking. And Rochelle, what's your biggest dream? What is your dream?
My dream is to get my driving lessons, having permit, and to expand my business. Also to get married.
Very good, excellent. And Mommy, having a child with a disability, what is your biggest fear? Yet, what is your biggest joy of having a child with a disability?
Okay, I wouldn't say it is a fear because I am a child of God and I believe in the power of prayer, and I have confidence and I have strong belief that Rochelle will do well. But a concern is that when she get older, and even though she has the business, we would like her to get a job. And sometimes when we look at children with disabilities, they're being denied the privilege of getting a job because of their disability. So one of my concerns is that it means that, looking for a job and trying to access a job, if it will be considered equality in her.
Yeah, and how can persons reach out to Rochelle Sweet Treats?
We could contact 389-7838. 789, yeah.
Very good. And what advice would you like to give parents, especially new parents of persons, of children or babies who have Down syndrome or disability in general as a mother?
I said to give them opportunities. Opportunities reveal their potential. And if I didn't get the opportunity, given her the opportunity to do the little simple class where I thought she couldn't have done it, that opportunity lead into something now where it's going down. She takes orders and the business is doing well. When I say on a small scale, but we work together as a team, both of us, and Rochelle is really doing as much as she can do. Yeah.
And in terms of the business, how far would you like to see?
I would like to see
Yeah,
I would like to see the business expand, and that one of our dream and our goal is that one day later on in life that she will become the manager of. When I say she is the manager, but to see that other people with Down syndrome children, she'll teach them, and we'll have a business and a networking where the Down syndrome family network children will get together and we have a business. That is working as a team. Yeah, that they will not be left out. Yeah.
Yeah,
and one of my joy, my biggest joy having a child with Down syndrome is that when she completed lesson tasks where many people see when people struggling, and to see she achieved it and she did well, that is one of my biggest joy. And to see all her work come to pass, that what you're looking forward to see. But sometimes as parent with a disability, a child with a disability, sometimes you see the struggle in some areas, and when you really see little things that matters least to you is most to us as a parent with a child with disability.
Yeah, I can only imagine. And being involved in a strong group, a resilient group such as the Down Syndrome Family Network? How has that, supported you in aiding and I guess opening your mind to what Rochelle can do?
Going to the workshop, I encourage people, children who has that down to go to the workshop. And when I see children from different countries and places that they are doing well, because when I went through Rochelle, I never thought that she could have been able to live an independent life at this age.
Right.
And she's doing so much, but it inspired me and encouraged me, to motivate her and do as much. So I try to get her involved in as much as possible, not only the cake decorating, but other class. Presently now, she has already joined her next kids decorating class to continue later more. So on Saturday, she has classes she will go to.
Right, and Rochelle, just to end off, and I know this is an impromptu question, so you can take your time. I guess, who would you like to say good morning to? Who are your favorite people in this world, and who you would like to say good morning to?
Who you want to say good morning to?
I'll say good morning to my brother Roland.
Mm-hmm.
And also Rainy, Mommy, and also my father.
Nice. And did you enjoy this interview?
Yes, I am.
Nice. And Joan, just to end off quickly, what advice would you give to, I guess, schools in general who still have, I guess, still has, in terms of not willing enough to accept that you have to still push persons you still have to push persons to get them into the school system. What advice would you like to give?
To include the children, I see it is really needed. It is very much helpful, because when Rochelle started at kindergarten school, she was included right through, and she moved up to the primary level, and she was included in every area. She had many struggles. Yes, it had many struggles, but the teachers get her involved in every area as much as possible, and it did help her. Right now, she's in standing for has a little struggle, but she's overcoming little by little, and she's doing well, I will say it. She's a very good reader.
Nice. Yes, because she was actually thing. I know I saw her live, and it's incredible, what Rochelle does. Yeah. And children with the Down Syndrome Family Network and young adults. So, Joan, Rochelle, I want to say thank you so much for coming and sharing your story with us. And I wish you all the best with Rochelle Sweet Treat. And definitely, once you're persistent and consistent, Rochelle will definitely reach her goal in becoming, I guess, the CEO of Rochelle Sweet Treat and hiring persons who are Down syndrome. So thank you again.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Yeah, what we have in our upcoming sweet box sale on the 12th of August.
Yeah.
And wish to participate, could just call us at 389-7818.
Sweet. So definitely.
389-7818.
Definitely. So thank you so much. Yes, and please participate and show support, because her sweet treat is definitely on par with any gourmet treats, believe me.
Yes.
So thank you so much, guys. And thank you for tuning in to this week's segment of Unique and Different. As I always say, be good, do good. Bye, guys. Bye, Joan. Bye, Rochelle. Bye.
Welcome back inside the Now Morning Show. Thank you so much, Shamla. Of course, we're going to get into some birthdays before we take that break this morning. It's loud on the floor here, isn't it?
You understand? I don't know what it is about it, but it's just loud in studio this morning. I'm not sure why. What's happening?
Let's start by wishing some people happy belated birthday in the form of Mr. Ataclan. He would have celebrated his birthday over the weekend. I believe it was Sunday. So happy belated birthday to you, Clanny. I know that you had a great day. I just saw from your post that you felt blessed and highly flavored. So, happy belated birthday to you. Also, our friend from Tobago, Kisha Harry, she celebrated her birthday over the weekend as well.
Kisha Harry.
Yeah, she makes the flour that is not from wheat.
Ah, okay.
And yes, so she would have celebrated her birthday over the weekend
Kisha.
as well.
Nice.
Happy belated birthday to you. I know that you enjoyed it to the fullest. and celebrating their birthday today. Let me say happy birthday to... Wait, I have another one from over the weekend. I don't know if Tyrese had the picture loaded up from last week. I was supposed to say it on Friday. My godfather, Jerry Coilas, celebrated his birthday on Sunday as well. So happy belated birthday to you, Uncle Jerry. I had the picture. I don't know if they still have it. It's Tyrese's fault. You ain't no Tyrese, but it's Tyrese's fault. Anytime you have to blame somebody, you got to blame him. Celebrating their birthday today, Mr. Stephen Hardy Jr. Happy birthday to you, sir. I hope that you have yourself a great day and you enjoy it to the fullest. Also want to say happy birthday going out to Mr. Valdez Brooks. Valdez actually saved lives just the other day, but we see him here in his full Juve regalia. Happy birthday to you, Valdez. I hope that you have a great day today and you enjoy it to the fullest and make the most of it. Kimberly, over
Staying
to you.
consistent as always. I have no birthdays today. But if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. I hope you had a great Emancipation weekend. And if you are looking at us, good morning. Good morning to our Facebook crew. Good morning to everybody who's listening. Just a great morning. And I hope you have an even better week this week.
Did you even check for birthdays?
I do check
like
for
this
birthdays.
Morning, did you check?
No, I did. But while Shamla was going on, I was on my phone checking for birthdays.
See the amount of
stuff
stuttering that happened there.
I know, right? It just like made me look so guilty. But I did check for birthdays like that. I don't know what's happening with like this July, August vacation, but I don't know a lot of people born around this time. I do have a few friends coming down later in August, so we'll see how it goes. But I feel like July, Ruckus is not believing me at all. And I'm telling the truth. I really am. I really am. I know more people like late August into September, October. So when that time comes around, that's my time to shine.
Well, hey, we are here waiting for it. You shine on. Speaking of shining, this morning I said in our morning show to wrap things up, we have a gospel artist coming to shine some lights. So I look forward to that conversation and, of course, performance as we start the week off, right? It is the first week in August. Where has the time
gone? The second day of August.
Where has the time gone? Where it gone?
Because, you know, from the time September comes around, it's Christmas.
From the time August done, it's Christmas, like party done.
And then as soon as that Christmas period done is into Carnival 2023, which people have been saying is the mega of all celebrations. So we'll see how it goes. Don't even say it.
He was the man calling the mother of all carnivals. The grandmother.
The mega of all. I'm renaming it here on the Now Morning Show. TM, that is trademarked, eh? Do not borrow it. TM, trademark.
The mega of all carnivals.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
At TTT, our journalists are on the ground seeking the facts and reporting on the people, events, and issues that affect your life. We have Trinidad and Tobago covered. From Cetrus to Charlottesville, Crown Point to Moruga, our news reaches further on any smart device. TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. Follow us on social media at TTT Live Online. And for the latest updates, log on to www.ttt.live. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant. TTT News, nightly at 6:30.
The best birthday gifts are at dbesttoys.com. Shop for the best brands you love at the best prices. Like VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Cocomelon, LOL, Baby Alive, Crayola, Lego, Nerf, and remote control vehicles, kids learning desks, and educational toys. Ride-ons, bikes, drones, science toys, and board games and puzzles. And a wide range of baby items. We also have the best devices for school, like laptops, the Amazon Fire 7 tablet, the Amazon Fire 8, 10, and Kids Edition tabs, as well as cases and accessories. Visit us in-store at Forces flagship MacBean. Shop online now at dbesttoys.com. No credit card required. Free delivery throughout Trinidad and Tobago on orders over $300. Cash or links on delivery. Order via call or WhatsApp at 32DBEST to order. And remember, we have the best toys at the best prices.
TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
talking, but they really don't know what's the proper meaning for Trinidad and Tobago. Cipriani
Exalt the Lord, our God, and worship His holy name. For His mercy, exalt Him, His God, exalt Him, before exalt Him, exalt every nation, exalt Him, all creation, great and small, exalt the Lord. Shine your light, oh Lord. I say shine, 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 shine your light. Oh Lord. Some think we cannot see. Feel the pain and iniquities. They do not understand that we pray to the mighty man. Lord, shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright every day and night. I say shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright. Revelation time is here. So our minds are open, we can see more clear. Some try to keep us down. But we know the King of Kings, He wears the crown. Lord, shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright every day and night. Shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright. Lord, we love the way you are, making everyone a star. Lion of Judah will prevail. For sure, we know we will not fail. Something we cannot see. Feel their pain and iniquities. They try to keep us down. But we know the King of Kings, He wears the crown. Lord, shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright, Lord, every day and night. Shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright.
Mr.
Lord.
Leonard Harry joins us this morning, shining a light.
Thank
How
you
you doing
very
this
much.
morning?
I'm blessed beyond my comprehension.
Yeah.
I wonder if I can firstly, this is a surprise, bring that picture that you've got there for me that I told you about my mom. It'll be a great thing. I must do this. Believe it or not, today is my mom's funeral.
Oh.
And I'm here this morning, really, because it's tribute to her as well. And what an honor today, because her name. Happy she's gone to heaven.
Yeah, man.
God bless. And it's, to me, like this morning is her morning in the sense that her child has come to be on your program and be able to give the respect and love. Thanks be to God and to everyone.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the privilege.
And my condolences to your family as well.
Hey, it's a celebration.
Yeah, man.
Nothing to do
Keep the
with
mic up so we can hear what you're saying properly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about you and your journey so far in music. You're an author.
Yes.
You do poetry.
Yes.
And you're doing music.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about this journey so far. How has it been treating you?
Well, the thing about my journey and the things that I'm doing is really a spiritual one, thanks to the Almighty God. For it's He who really has come to me and give me that versatility within myself as a person speaking to you here this morning, with the confidence I'm able to convey, yeah.
But how has the journey been for you, though? How have you been enjoying it?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what it is really to be, 1 minute you're singing, writing. I even write books too.
Yeah.
And you're doing those things that creates a nice ambience in yourself. An ambience that gives you that motivation always.
You know, some people always have this challenge where they think that, you know, if you're being a creative full-time, right? So you're writing poetry, you're performing poetry, you're writing books, you're doing music as well. Is it, you're not on the scale of you're not touring internationally, are you?
I do live in England.
You live in England. So this is technically a tour for you?
Technically. And I mean that living there, I always am in Trinidad.
Right.
And so it's a balance between both.
How difficult is it for you to maintain your lifestyle as a creative?
Very challenging, I'll describe it as. Because, you know, especially recently with the recent years, the pandemic and everything else, people like ourselves have suffered kind of in the background, you know. No one going out, no one really coming to socialize and come together. But all in all, I think once you're motivated and confident, you know that will happen eventually.
Yeah.
Like I'm here standing up, he's speaking here this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually we're going to get there because nothing can stop what it is that the Almighty has put in place.
Right. So we're basically saying that persistence is key.
It's
and keep your confidence
important. Up. Without persistency, you're not going anywhere.
I hear that.
A consistent attitude about everything is what is really needed.
And tell me about the new album, Spiritual Flame.
Well, my friend, Spiritual Flames really, again, it speaks for itself. Spiritual Flames, simply to try and make people recognize that life is a spiritual journey. And so therefore, Spiritual Flames, as well as just singing Shine Your Light, asking the Almighty Creator to shine that wisdom for people to see that spirituality is the light in their lives and to move forward by grace and mercy with Him.
And if people want to get access to the album, how can they?
They can at the moment. We're online. You can buy it online, Amazon. You can buy it on YouTube.
Buy it on YouTube?
Well, when I say buy it, we're there.
Okay, it's available on YouTube. It's available on iTunes and Amazon and all those streaming platforms as well.
Yes.
Nice. And we just go and look for Leonard Harry.
That's all you need to do. Look for Leonard Harry, and you're going to find him there, live and direct.
All right, Leonard, I want you to give us a little piece of the track again as we get to the top of the hour.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage each and every one of you to go out there and light your spiritual flame and make a difference today now, because together we aspire and together we achieve. On behalf of Kimberly D'Souza, I'm Ruckus, wishing you a fantastic, fantastic Monday. On behalf of the entire team here at TTT, we wish you a great day today. Leonard, take us to the top, please.
Boy, here we come again, shining up the light, shining, can't you see? Feel the dress, and we can see more clear. They're trying to keep us down. But we know the King of Kings, He wears the crown, Lord. Shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright every day and night. Shine, 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 shine your light. Keep it shining bright. Lord, we love the way you are, making everyone a star. The Lion of Judah will prevail. For sure, we know it will not fail. Something we cannot see. Feel their pain and iniquities. They try to keep us down. But we know the King of Kings, He wears the crown, Lord. Shine, 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 shine the light. Keep it shining bright every day and night.
हेलो, हाँ भाई बोलो।
अब कैसी है
वो ठीक है भाई, डॉक्टर्स ने उसे डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। भाई कभी-कभी आप मुझे समझ में नहीं आते। पहले खुद जख्म देते हो, फिर खुद मरहम लगाते हो, और तो और उसे पता भी नहीं चलने देते कि मरहम आया कहाँ से।
अर्जुन को जख्म मलहम से भी नहीं भरते, वो जिंदगी भर निशान बनके हमें हमारे दर्द का एहसास दिलाते रहते हैं। जोया मेरे दर्द का, मेरे जख्म का वो निशान है जो हमेशा मेरे साथ रहेगा।
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody.
It's your girl Didi, and we are back with another episode of We Outside. You know we have been hitting you with events week upon week. Greatness happening, and it continues to happen.
I may not be right for you, but I'm right for somebody. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, I'm real good, I'm real.
Hi, I'm Sharon Gordon, and I'm the host of the Hub City Sound Presents annual Carry Festival.
Breaking news.
Free Family Friendly Festival.
I'm saying it one more time.
Free Family Friendly Festival.
Our people want to come out, they want to celebrate, and they want to wear their colors, they want to eat cultural food.
It's the 7th annual Hub City Sound Presents Carry Festival. Right? Get up there.
TTT News, first at 6:30 p.m. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. Welcome to TTT News. I am Roxanne Suraj, making the news at this time. Significant to Monday's Emancipation Day celebrations was a discussion of changing street names in Trinidad and Tobago to honor the ancestors and to give hope to the present generation. Minister Fitzgerald Hines, representing the Prime Minister, was able to tell the Master of Ceremonies, Shabaka Kambon, that much is being done to deal with deglorifying past slave owners.
Able to tell you truthfully, Brother Shabaka Kambon, that several months ago, the Honorable Prime Minister put an interministerial and other persons from the national community, he put a committee together, and they are now looking around at our national spaces and our roads with a view of transforming the names to one that we would better appreciate and recognize. That exists.
Head of the Crossroads Freedom Project, Mr. Kambon, said in Wales and in England, they are making material changes to the monuments and images which honor past slave masters.
The Queen of England in the Royal Collection has amended for the first time in history that we are aware of a portrait, the write-up under a portrait of Governor Picton to include his connection to slavery and slave trading and the crimes he committed in Trinidad. If at that level they are prepared to act, we who are the descendants of the victims of his crimes, on Emancipation Day, we must also be prepared to act.
Kambon said that he believes the commission examining street names is long overdue, and he made it clear that both the Freedom Movement and the Emancipation Support Committee await their invitation to be a part of this body. In other news, the death of former prisoner Akili Charles is lamentable, so says attorney at law Martin George. Charles died days after the Privy Council upheld an historic judgment in his favor. His lawsuit against the state challenged the act that denied bail for people accused of murder. He won that case at the appeal court last week. Attorney Martin George said Charles's death was a tragedy.
Murder of prisoner
Achille Charles, former prisoner Achille Charles, is really a sad reflection on our society and the state of things in Trinidad and Tobago, where it may seem that some of these young men are safer inside the prison's walls than outside, because it's just less than a week the Privy Council made that historic ruling on the matter that was brought in his favor, and now he's been pronounced dead.
Police reports at around 10 p.m. on Saturday, Charles was at his Corvin Road Diego Martin home when he was fatally shot. Mr. George is calling on the authorities to make sure Trinidad and Tobago is a safe place to live.
Police Commissioner to ensure that they make a priority the safety and security of Trinidad and Tobago for all citizens.
Switching to sports. President Cyril Ramaphosa rolled out the red carpet for South Africa's national female football team last week, saying they deserve to be paid as much as their male counterparts after they won their first Africa Cup of Nations. South Africa beat tournament host Morocco 2-1 in the final on Saturday in Rabat, thanks to a double from striker Hilda Magayo. It was the first continental title for the side known as Banyana Banyana after 5 final defeats. The victory has sparked a public debate around equal pay in the country after it was reported the players would receive less money in prize bonuses than their male colleagues did for reaching the quarterfinals of the men's tournament in 2019. And that was the latest news to the hour. I am Roxanne Suraj. Have a great day.
This is TTT. Live for local.
The best birthday gifts are at thebesttoys.com. Shop for the best brands you love at the best prices. Like VTech, Leapfrog, Fisher-Price, Play-Doh, Hot Wheels, Barbie, Cocomelon, LOL, Baby Alive, Crayola, Lego, Nerf, and remote control vehicles, kids learning desks, and educational toys. Ride-ons, bikes, drones, science toys, and board games and puzzles, and a wide range of baby items. We also have the best devices for school, like laptops, the Amazon Fire 7 tablet, the Amazon Fire 8, 10, and Kids Edition tab, as well as